self-study YouTube channel, and this video lecture is regarding 10th standard SSA board mathematics basics. So in the first part we have seen the basics of Pythagoras theorem, types of triangle like this one, right angle triangle, the types of triangle, right? All these basics. This was part 1, but in this video lecture we are going to study the part 2, which is about altitude, median and diagonal. So this part is very important for the lesson, which is Pythagoras theorem, which we have in our textbook of mathematics 2 geometry. If you haven't watched the first part, please check out that. The link is in the description box, and make sure you clear the basics and then start to the Pythagoras theorem lesson number 2. So before that, let us start with this basics and then we will start with the Pythagoras theorem. So this part 2 is about basics of altitude, median and diagonal. So let us start. Altitude. Now what is altitude? A line segment joining a vertex of a triangle with the opposite side such that the segment is perpendicular to the opposite side. Very easy. In the diagram, this one, as you can see, this is called as an altitude. Now a line, let us look at it word to word. A line segment joining a vertex of a triangle. This is a line segment. Let us consider it as A and this point as D. So this is a line segment, right? And this, let us suppose this as line segment joining a vertex of a triangle. This is a vertex, right? A vertex A with opposite side. Opposite side of A, vertex A, is BC. So with the opposite side such that the segment is perpendicular to the opposite side. This segment is perpendicular. Now what is perpendicular? 90 degree, right? It makes the angle of 90 degree with the opposite side. I hope this is clear, and it will be more clear with the next thing. Okay, this is D. Perpendicular means 90 degree, and this is what is altitude. Let us see the another image. The altitude of a triangle is a line segment from a vertex that is perpendicular to the opposite side. Now over here, these two are the altitudes. You can see this one BD and this BD. This one is outside the triangle. Okay, it is making 90 degree, no issues, but it is outside the triangle. It is also an altitude of a triangle, and this is inside the triangle. This one is inside and this one is outside, right? Now let us move forward. Over here you can see the orthocenter. Now what is a orthocenter? See, triangle has 3 vertices, right? This, like this one A, this one B, this is C. So each vertex will go perpendicular with the opposite side. Now A will go perpendicular with BC, C will go perpendicular with AB, and B will go perpendicular with AC, right? So all this will go perpendicular with each other. They will make the right angle triangle 90 degree angle. So when these 3 in a triangle meet, okay, these 3 in a triangle meet at a certain point, they are called as orthocenter. The point which here you can see a triangle has 3 altitudes that meet at the orthocenter. The point of meeting of a triangle is called a orthocenter. Now over here you can see this is the orthocenter, right? It is outside the triangle because you see here this is the triangle, but the perpendicular is making outside the triangle. Over here the perpendicular is here and this perpendicular, right? So the orthocenter is outside the triangle. Now let us move. I hope the altitude concept is clear with you, right? Let us move to another concept, which is median. Median is also easy concept. Now let us see median as well. A median of a triangle is a line segment joining a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side, thus bisecting that side. Every triangle has exactly 3 medians, one from each vertex, and they all intersect each other at triangle centroid. In the case of isosceles and equilateral triangles, a median bisects any angle at a vertex whose adjacent sides are equal in length. Now, what does all this thing mean? It simply means that a median of a triangle, like the altitude, median is also drawn from one vertex to the opposite side, but in altitude it was perpendicular, right? But in median it is not perpendicular. It may be perpendicular in case of isosceles and equilateral, but mainly in equilateral, but in case of another triangles it may not be perpendicular in every case. So over here you can see midpoint. Midpoint means this line is bisecting it into 2 equal halves, right? So every vertex has their median and it divides the line into 2 equal halves, right? So this is what median is. In altitude it was only the 90-degree concept. Okay, it may or may not divide into 2 halves. You can see this is not equal to this in this image. This part is not equal to this part. This line is not equal to this because it is not this perpendicular altitude is not dividing it into 2 equal halves. But in case of the median, it divides it into 2 equal halves. Okay, over here in this image you can see this triangle. Let us name it as ABC. A, B, C. From A vertex it is dividing it is going to BC, dividing it into 2 equal halves. Let us name this as D. So AD is the median of BC. AD is median of BC. Same over here if we name it as E. So BE is the median of AC. Over here if we write as F, so CF is median of AB. So like that there are 3 medians, same like a altitude, 3 altitudes. So in median it divides into 2 equal halves. So this side is equal to this side. So AF is equal to BF. BD is equal to DC. Okay, so as we saw that altitude, the center point when the all 3 altitude meet, and at the meeting point it is known as orthocenter. Now what in case of the median? What is the meeting point of a median known as? So well, the meeting point means this point, this meet at a certain point over here is known as centroid. This is the word which is called as centroid. It when they meet it is called as centroid. Over here you can see this meeting point in this image is known as the centroid. Okay, so this was about the altitude and medians. I hope the concepts are clear. So what is altitude? You have to simply remember that from just a minute. Okay, so what is altitude? From one vertex to the opposite side it draws a perpendicular, and that line segment is known as altitude. This perpendicular means 90 degree. And what is median? Median from a vertex to the opposite side, but it divides it into two halves, means this is equals to this. So this is median and altitude. Now let us move to the diagonal concept. Now in this we are going to study only about the diagonal of square. Now what is diagonal of square? Let us study. If you see this image, the first one, you can see that AC is the diagonal. Now BD can also be a diagonal. There are two diagonals from opposite to opposite vertex, right? So AC and BD are diagonals. And the interesting part about the diagonal is, and it also has a formula, which is this: diagonal of square is equal to √2 into side. Which means if we know the diagonal of a square, suppose the diagonal of square is 12 and we have to find the side. Now you all know that side of a square is equal, right? All the sides of square are equal. So this is equal to this is equal to this. So the A given over here, this, all are equal. Therefore, if the diagonal is 12, then using the formula, diagonal of square means this 12 is equal to √2. You have to take and into side. Let us write it as S. Okay. Now this √2 is in multiplication with this. Now 12 upon √2 equal to side. So this is side. You have to rationalize it as well into √2 into √2, right? By rationalizing. So 12 √2 upon 2, then we have to multiply and we will get the side like this. Okay, so it's 6 √2. Like this we will get the diagonal of the square. Now this is the formula of diagonal of square. Diagonal of square is equal to √2 into side. So I hope these concepts are clear with you. If you have any doubts, ask me in comment section, and we will soon make the lesson 2 of Pythagoras theorem. So till then, keep watching, keep learning, check my playlist, and also check the description box. There will be a description of the first part of this basic concept if you haven't seen it, and then see the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, till then, keep watching, keep learning, subscribe to Self Studies YouTube channel.